Hey folks, wanted to give an update on these trades that I had going and talk about a new one that I added. Okay, take two. I decided to sell this one. It was a tiny position. You can see my risk was basically from this terrible entry I had all the way down to the bottom of this, thinking it's a 3-month higher low. And it's just not my style to sit through any kind of big consolidation like this. It's just so far outside of what I normally do that after it started to go for me, like I'll show you here in the 30-minute time frame, I bought back here middle of the day. It gapped up the next day, and I sold it in here because I was like, it's just not my it's just not my style to do that. And I imagine it's going to come back in. Like the higher low is really what I would want if I want to trade this. So I decided to just get out of it and wait for that. Up next is Google. So Google, if you remember, let me go out to the daily time frame. I had bought this was a stair step down. I bought the dip on this 9th day of the stair step. I think it was the 9th day. It was the first gap down after the all-time high down stair step from the top with earnings dump and a bounce in the middle of it, and then finally I kept going down, hit daily oversold and a gap down. I bought that down here, sold a portion up here, and then when it set this daily higher low, I moved my stop to there, and then yesterday on Thursday it stopped me out on the remainder. So that's a win there. I'm just going to leave that and call it done. I'm not really interested in pursuing it anymore. Netflix. So Netflix was a weekly stair step down. Look at this move, holy cow. Weekly stair step down. I had been looking for it to get to this 2021 top level down here. So that's this guy back here. You can see I still have an alert on it. Don't think it's going to hit. You never know, but I don't think it's going to hit. When it broke this weekly inside bar bullish, I bought it that morning. On this day here, it gapped up above, and that's when I bought. Let's see, I'll show you on the open what I did. All right, so right off the open, I bought some, and right there on 79.42 and around 79.80, I bought more because it was just showing strength. Right on the 1 minute, I could just tell this thing's just going to go. The pressure's been released. It gapped above the level that I would have had as my go signal, and so I bought enough that I could have a pretty wide stop and not really worry too much about it. So not a crazy size, but and this certainly isn't any kind of trade I normally do. But I felt pretty confident that the weekly inside bar break was going to be bullish overall, and I was willing to add more if it went lower. I did not get that opportunity. And it's funny because went up all that whole day and I was happy. Went up the next day and I was happy still. And then in after hours here, there was news about the CEO going to the White House or something, and it spiked up. And when I saw that happening in the after hours, I was thinking to myself, I should sell some. So I tried to get Fidelity to work to sell me some, and in the after hours, which I don't do a lot on Fidelity, and it wouldn't work. They have this new Active Trader Pro app that is full of bugs, and it would not let me send the order and kept beeping at me when I tried to do anything. And by the time I was like had everything ready, and I thought I could make it work, it was already reversing. I was like, forget it. And then this happened, and so I didn't see this move. This is when they announced that they were out of the Warner Brothers deal. I didn't see that move. I didn't see any of this. I didn't see any of this. I opened up my screen right here. This is 3:45 p.m. in California where I live. So right here I opened my screen and I was like, oh my God, that is such a huge move from my entry, which is way down here. So just to put it in perspective, I entered somewhere here, up there. I'm up 18%, almost 19% on this trade. And so I sold, I sold half on this wick right here. I just like lucked out and happened to nail this wick right there. And then I was thinking about it more in the minutes that followed, and finally I sold the other half of my shares right there. So had a really solid win. I didn't know, like, is it going to fade back down today? Is it going to continue up? You can see here, it is continuing up. I don't care. They can go ahead and go without me. I just look at that and I'm like, that is a rubber band stretch. It might keep going, but at some point there will be a higher low, and I can get involved if I want to. But right now, this being a 4-hour stair step up like 20%, I think that's the market acting a little bonkers, and I'm happy to wait for a higher low. So that's Netflix. RTX, I think I talked about in the last video. Nothing has changed there. Still holding. It's still moving up. Pretty happy about this. I'm looking for it to get up here. I did sell a tiny bit here at 200, just because of it being the round number. I thought if there could be resistance there, I'm just going to sell just a little bit, and then I'm going to sell more when we get to the top of this range, just in case it reverses. But my expectation is that it won't. My hope is that what it's going to do is go back to the top of the range and then maybe a higher low, hold 200, and then keep going. So we'll see. I'll let it play out. And if it does something like that, I might actually give it a go and add some more to it. We'll see. Next trade is WEAT. So wheat on the weekly is in this big turnaround, and I found out about it through the chart guys, and I think it was the 4-hour time frame had this crazy move up. You can even see on the daily. Let's see. So yeah, this was the daily move out of this sort of cup with handle-ish kind of pattern here, and then a dip and a move up, and then it was having this pull in, and I was looking to get long somewhere in there, and I was thinking of it. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, oh, this is wheat. I should show you on ZW where you can see it more clearly. The futures, here it is. So yeah, I saw this. I didn't know where to buy. I didn't know what level it was going to hold or anything like that. And so when I saw this pattern here where it had a low, lower high, lower low, I think that is a lower high, but it was enough of a retracement that I'm looking for the higher low. So I think yesterday as it came in here, I was looking to get long, and let's go right down to like the 5-minute. So this drawing was basically intended for, regular trading hours. So over here. So I was looking for this dip to happen over here, right? And I thought it was going to go deeper. Like I was looking for it to actually come in, because this red line here is the 4-hour bar. So I was looking for it to break the 4-hour bar for a 4-hour higher low, higher low, and then move up. And it literally broke it and then immediately came back up. I was poised with an order ready to get long somewhere down in here, and I had a pretty big amount of shares that I was willing to put on to risk to here, using WEAT because I'm not a futures trader, and I know it's spready and all that, but I felt pretty confident that this is a larger term turnaround based on the charts, really. And so I was waiting for it to come in deeper, and it didn't. How disappointed was I? So I had to watch it bounce up, and I'll show you where I got it on wheat. I was looking for this to come in like this and give me a real dip, and it didn't. It came to here, started bouncing, and ultimately I had to chase it. So when it got up here, this is when I bought it. Like on this, it was going up, 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 and then on this candle down, I bought it, and my fill was at 21.80, and then just sort of it was a good entry, even though it wasn't as low as I wanted it to be anywhere down here. But I needed to basically like double from the entire move of the prior day again to get into risk free, and I wasn't able to do that before the close. Just sort of let it go overnight, and then wake up this morning to way up here. So that's amazing. I took a quarter of the trade off up here, and if it stops me out down there, that's fine. I think I didn't quite get it to 4R. It's actually like, this is 1, 2, 3R, right? So I would lose a bit if it stopped me out here, but I just don't care. I didn't want to take any off. I feel pretty confident and excited about this trade. And so I'm just going to kind of let this one play out. From here, I expect it to keep going up and then eventually set another 4-hour higher low. I really want this thing to trend and start riding some of these interim moving averages. Like, what is it riding here right now? Yeah, daily EMA 12. That was basically a daily EMA 12 test and rally. So that's awesome. I would love for it to continue to trend on the daily EMA 12, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty excited about that trade for now. And that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy trading.